What's the boss's name? Dexter, how you doing, pal? You guys catch the boots out here? That's a hot ground, man.
Believe it or not, the moment that you just witnessed of President Joe Biden visiting Maui following these fires essentially led to Biden getting under fire by the Republican National Committee. In fact, they put this out on X, formerly known as Twitter. Biden gets distracted by a dog. That's some hot ground, man, referring to the literal hot asphalt that the dog is standing on, which makes me like Biden more. There's nothing wrong with him noticing the dog, patting the dog on the head, and noting the fact that the asphalt ground is too hot for that dog. But nonetheless, if you are going to go after Biden in regard to his behavior around the Maui wildfires, he's a target-rich environment. What are you guys doing? You guys going after the one moment where he shows his human side and shows how sweet he is to a dog? This is the endearing thing that you guys are talking about here.
Yeah, look, I haven't seen the Republicans be this wrong in a long time when it comes to populism and how to appeal to the average voter. Don't get me wrong, like their policies are abhorrent, they don't make any sense. But when it comes to politics, they run circles around the Democrats.
They do. Yep.
Democrats are like, hey, where'd they go? Where'd they go? Oh, look, we got hit again in the back of the head, right?
Another way to put it is the optics.
Yeah,
right.
The
messaging,
yes.
The optics. This is not about policy. This is just about the politics.
Yeah. So in this case, though, they seem to have lost their touch. You're gonna attack a brother for petting a dog? Like, that's the worst political instincts I've ever seen. I don't know if they got Trumpitis. Trump doesn't like dogs, so maybe they're like, okay, that's it. From now on, we all hate dogs. America, MAGA, hate dogs, hate dogs. But brother, you might that might be the one thing that MAGA can't go along with Trump on. I mean, if you found it, congratulations.
They're trying to paint Biden as aloof, as someone who's easily distracted, doesn't really care. But this ain't it. In fact, the Deputy White House Press Secretary Andrew Bates tweeted, he's petting one of the dogs that's working hard, searching for remains so survivors who have lost loved ones can have closure. This criticism is classless and stupid, and I agree with Bates on that. But my favorite reaction to the RNC tweet was the following by a guy named Kevin Tripp. Is RNC research run by cats?
That was great. Look, guys, someone else wrote this too. I talked about it on Old School last night. I don't even understand this line of attack. Like, Biden gets distracted by a dog? What? That is the worst attack I've ever seen. That's some hot ground, man. Like, Biden has said a lot of weird things. That's not among them. The cute little dog has little boots because the ground was on fire. And you're gonna criticize Biden for that? It's just nonsensical, because why? We're in a world now where logic and facts don't matter. So they're like, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Just say anything about him. That son of a bitch likes dogs. We got him, right? Because no one cares about logic, so.
Okay, so let's move on, because there are actual, honestly, foibles by Biden that I think are worth discussing, areas where you could, criticize him, and I want to talk about those right now. So look, when President Biden met with some of the survivors of the Maui wildfires, I guess he wanted to connect to them to some extent, wanted to show that he understands the pain that they're feeling. And so when he was in Lahaina on Monday, he said that he could relate because he suffered from a fire himself. Let's take a look at that video.
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home. Years ago, now 15 years ago, I was in Washington doing Meet the Press. It was a sunny Sunday, and lightning struck at home on a little lake that's outside of our home, not a lake, a big pond, and hit a wire and came up underneath our home into the heating ducts, the air conditioning duct. To make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat. We were insured. We did not have any problem, But being out of our home for a better part of a year was difficult. I can only imagine what it's like to lose your home completely.
It was a kitchen fire, and they didn't lose their home.
Well, I mean, look, it's worse than that. The fire department called it, quote, insignificant.
Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? You don't do this. This is so stupid. So let me give you a few excerpts from a piece about this 2004 fire. He once said that he knew what it was like to have a house burned down with my wife in it. Last year, he also told survivors of Hurricane Ian in Florida that he had lost an awful lot of his Delaware home in the fire. But the Cranston Heights Fire Company, which responded to the 2004 blaze, described it to the New York Post as an insignificant fire that did not lead to multiple alarms or need a widespread incident response throughout the county. Guys, it's like me responding to the floods in Juneau, Alaska, which we covered last week, by saying, I know what it's like to suffer from a flood and lose my home. In fact, a pipe burst in a common wall in the condo building I lived in, and it flooded my kitchen. And I mean, like when he says we had to leave, they had to move out for a long time. Is it because the kitchen was being renovated? Like what is he talking?
Honestly, probably.
Dude, so what are you doing? What are you doing? This is so dumb.
So I literally had a kitchen fire when I was in college. 4 guys living together. We go out on Halloween. We come back. The fire department's inside a courtyard of the building that we're living in. We're like, oh look, our neighbor's house burnt down. And we're like, wait a minute, that's not our neighbor, that's our house. Okay, and so I was wondering if Biden in the speech, because I saw the headline first, then I watched the speech, and I wondered, is Biden going to say, hey, look, just like we did, we had a kitchen fire. It didn't burn the whole place down, but it like all of our furniture, all of our clothes were absolutely, it was like smoke infested. We had to go to dry cleaning, we had to get new furniture, and it was a giant mess. I would say, like if I was trying to relate to these people, I wouldn't bring it up at all. But if I brought it up, I would say, and we were knocked out of the house for a couple of months, et cetera, et cetera. But that's at best like 1% of what you guys lived through. I cannot imagine 100 times what I experienced, 1,000 times what I experienced. Like I was like, if he frames it that way, I'm good with it, right? Instead, I watched the tape and he's like, I almost lost my wife in that insignificant fight. No, you didn't, brother. You didn't almost lose your house. You didn't almost lose your wife.
The fire
come
was
on.
out. The fire was out within 20 minutes.
No, come on, brother.
20 minutes. Don't stop doing this. Stop doing this. And it's not the first time he's done this. That's the problem. He keeps doing it.
It's not the first time. It's not the millionth time. The guy's a serial fabricator / exaggerator. Okay, so Trump will make up wild, outrageous lies that have no connection to reality. So it's kind of more glaring. But what Biden does is he'll take a tiny little story and he'll blow it up into something huge that isn't true, right? So for example, did he go to South Africa during apartheid? Yes, he did. Now, if you leave it there and go, I went there to support Nelson Mandela, do the best I could.
Good enough.
That's great, that's wonderful, right? You don't have to exaggerate beyond that. He's like, I got arrested with Nelson Mandela. But you didn't, brother, you didn't, and that's a terrible lie. Don't say that. And I remember when we brought that up during the primaries.
People got so mad at us.
Exactly. Mainstream, I mean, like, think about how insane it is that mainstream media is like, how dare you bring up something that's true? You're hurting his chances. Wait, I thought we were all supposed to be objective.
No, he's hurting his chances. He's hurting his chances. Can we just please acknowledge the fact that you literally have members of the media getting mad at other members of the media for reporting the truth and holding politicians accountable because they're worried that Trump might beat Biden in the presidential election. I think Biden should be worried about Trump beating him in the presidential election. You just stop making these stupid lies and these stupid speeches.
So look, guys, we're constantly stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? You got the Republicans who are like, don't pet dogs. And you're like, what? Why did you make that up about this guy, right? And we're honest about it and we defend him on that. And then Biden turns around and says these ridiculous things during the speech. And so, and look, guys, I'm gonna be honest here as we always are, and we'll get tremendous blowback for it. Usually that's how it works. He's too old. I know everybody, like, everyone at home is going, well, of course, Cenk, you're not gonna get any blowback for that. That's the most obvious thing in the world. I just saw that tape. That dude's too old.
To be fair, I saw that tape too. He did have Riz.
He don't have any kind of riz, man. Although he once almost lost his house to a riz. Okay, so anyways, or maybe his wife. He didn't. So bottom line is, this guy is very hobbled. And the Democrats are like, no, it's okay. We'll wheel him in like we do with Dianne Feinstein. And we just hope that Trump's the candidate and hope that he doesn't win, even though right now Biden and Trump are tied. I mean, all the monstrosity of Donald Trump, and Biden is tied with him. Now, this is madness to go into the election with Biden. Total madness. But when we say he's too old, he's obviously too old. People in Washington are like, oh, how dare you? Okay, whatever, go lose, see how you like it. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.